It is the Playmaker Football Betting Show with Sheffield Shuffler and JJ TTP Gruden. What's up, JJ?
What's up, man? Another week in the books, week 3. Peter, you're looking great as usual.
Thank you, sir. I'm surprised you didn't have something terrible to say about my new hat today.
I don't really, it's like one of those things that is ugly, but you don't want to really mention to somebody. Like you see someone like a big fat hairy mole on someone's face, you're not going to be like, holy moly, like Austin Powers. You're just going to let it go and pretend like it's not even there.
I see. You took the higher road.
I did. But that is one ugly ass motherfucking hat right there, Peter.
I had to get it after that Monday Night Football beatdown that I was at. Got to see it live. Got to experience all the fans in the parking lot, talk to them. They were giving me food, drinks. It was quite a good time, JJ. And then they beat the shit out of the Vikings.
I mean, people were coming at me because I said the Eagles are going to be horrible this year. But really, I bet on the Eagles. You know this. I bet on the Eagles. I made money off this game. However, I wasn't betting on the Eagles. I was just betting against Kirk Cousins. So hats off to you guys. Congratulations.
And where did you get that, JJ? Did you have a boost?
I did have a boost, Peter. Thanks, PointsBet. Shout out PointsBet.
We had JJ assembled the anti-Kirk Cousins or the Kirk Cousins anti-primetime booster, and that was available at PointsBet. You had under 1.5 passing touchdowns, under 275 yards, and the Eagles just cover 2.5 points. A 3-legger. It was boosted from plus 350 to 500. So hope you took advantage because that smacked.
It smacked. And Peter, let me say this about parlays too. Can I be an irresponsible gambler for a second?
Yes, please do.
I would love to talk about parlays for a second because I saw a couple parlays over the weekend. I don't know if you saw the one where the kid ended up putting a 25-leg parlay together, bet like $7. It would have paid out like $1 million. He ended up cashing out early for $250K. Let me say this. That's life-changing money, okay? From a $7 bet to $250,000, that's a crazy amount of money. I wouldn't even imaginable. I think that was just like his last little bit of an account. He didn't even think for a second that was actually really going to hit. But if I'm making a parlay, Pete, and say I made like a 6 or 7-legger, I'm putting like $50 on it, I'm kissing that $50 basically goodbye. When I go to the win and I win like 5 legs of that 7-leg parlay in a row, and there's a cash out option, I ain't cashing out for shit. Hedging's for gardeners. At the end of the day, hedging is for gardeners. I knew where I'm going in there. I'm putting $50 to win, say, $10,000 or whatever it is. I'm not cashing out for 4K. If I went at 4K, I would do a 5-teamer. I got 2 more legs left. Let me go for 10K. I don't know how you feel about that, but I want all of it, baby. I go into the casino with guns ablaze and robbing the place. I ain't going in there with just a pistol, just taking a little small stack. Nuh-uh. I'm going for the whole thing.
Sure, I'm with you, but also you could have multiple robberies. You know what I mean? You could rob them for that 4K, then go take the 4K, split it up on 2K parlays, and then now you have a lot more fun for the rest of the night, and you have 2K parlays. So it's kind of how you use that, I guess, right?
Hedging is for gardeners, Peter.
Yeah, you got to see it through, right?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, good for that guy. He made a lot of good money then, right?
Yeah, good for him.
JJ, what are you drinking tonight? Is that a Cabernet?
Dude, so my mom and dad, right, they sold their house.
Yeah.
They sold their house. They have like a huge wine cellar, and they just like threw me all their shitty wines that they got from friends and family and stuff like that. So I literally got like a dog pile of $10 wines like in the corner right now in my house, and it's some California red from somewhere, whatever. I'm trying to become a wine snob now.
Sure. Yeah. So you're drinking, what is it? You said it's a
red wine. It's a red wine.
California
classy.
Red.
Yeah. Classy, shitty wine glass. But we're here.
It's a California red for Virginia white.
Yes.
Right.
That's right. For the Virginia whites.
Perfect for Virginia white. All right, JJ. Well, good news is we got football tomorrow, and we have the Steelers versus the Browns. So why don't you tell me what you got for Thursday night?
Thursday night, Peter. Well, let's see it simple. Tomorrow, if you look at the weather report, they're calling for a lot of gusts, Pete. A lot of gusts, a lot of wind. You're looking at 20 to 30 miles per hour wind.
Wow.
A couple gusts in there, too. Looking at it, man, I'm looking at the Browns. And I'm thinking these guys aren't going to score over 21.5 points. They did well their first 2 weeks against, Carolina. They did well against last week against the New York Jets. Even though they lost, they still put up 30 points. I think this is where they kind of slow things down a bit because they're about to hit the steel curtain of the Steelers defense with that win in hostile at their home place. But I do think the Steelers are going to be a little bit more tough on defense than their other two opponents. I like their team total under 21.5. I think it's a money play. It's going to be windy. It's going to be breezy. It's going to be all sorts of shit's going to be happening in Cleveland. So I like this under here. And I think Pittsburgh could even run away with it. But I'm going to go ahead and just stick with my 21.5 under.
Oh, very nice. I had no idea about the weather report. Nice job on the weather.
Just call me JJ Windy TTP Gruden.
Absolutely. After your farts. Browns total 75% more rushing yards than the league average. So they got a beast of a backfield. So you're thinking they're going to feed it to them. The ground game is elite. They've totaled over 400 yards in their first 2 games. They rank 4th in the NFL for rushing yards allowed. So they're not giving up a lot of rushing yards. Steelers will continue to not have success on the ground. Steelers ranked 22nd in rushing yards allowed this season. Browns running backs, they're going to feast. And both of these teams are bottom 5 for passing yards this season. The game's going to be won on the ground by the Browns, I think. They're averaging 28 points a game. Steelers 18. So under 38.5. I know it's a low number. It does scare me. It makes me uncomfortable. But what's rule number 1? Get comfortable being uncomfortable, right?
Yeah.
So I like that under 35.5. Dude, I totally am botching these freaking graphics too. There we go.
That's pretty good, man.
All right. So that's what I got for that Thursday game. Now, do you have a player prop in this game?
I do. And we're going to keep it inside the same game. I'm looking at Kareem Hunt's over 9.5 rushing attempts. We see what Nick Chubb does week in and week out. I usually go with Nick Chubb in this situation, his over 16.5 rushing attempts. I actually took that the last 2 weeks. But now I'm actually going to turn my head to Kareem Hunt, the guy who does well on Thursday night. How do I know this? Because I had Kareem Hunt twice on my fantasy team last year and the year before that, and he kills it on Thursday night. And the reason being is because Nick Chubb took a bulk of the carries back on Sunday, right? 4-day turnaround. They got to play another game. They're going to give it to their backup. They didn't want to get rid of him for this reason and this reason alone. They want to make sure that they share the love in that backfield, and they're going to share the love with Kareem Hunt tonight. Beware and be weary, Nick Chubb owners. You're going to see a vulture tomorrow, and that's Kareem Hunt taking all of Nick Chubb's carries and touchdowns. Give me his over 9.5 rushing attempts.
Very nice. Do you know what he had like the last 2 weeks as far as attempts, if that went over or no?
I know the first week he did definitely go over. I didn't really see him much. I watched a lot of this game against the Jets because it was a great ball game, but he didn't really get many carries against the Jets. I'd have to double check that stat though.
Yeah. I was looking at Nick Chubb anytime touchdown.
Sorry. So actually, no, both times he actually went 11 rushing attempts against the Panthers, 13 against the Jets. I stand corrected. He had more against the Jets.
So he clears up both. So he's hitting 100% this season.
Yes.
Beautiful. Yeah, I said Nick Chubb over 220 yards in the past 2 games, 3 touchdowns, over 5 yards an attempt or per attempt, 8 red zone targets or attempts, 3 of those TDs, all were in the red zone. So, I mean, if the last 2 games showed, they're going to give it to him in the red zone. But yeah, like you said, sharing the workload. There's probably more value on yours, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what were your plus.
I mean, look, at the end of the day, though, like I said, they're going to be windy. It's going to be a windy atmosphere, right? They're going to want to keep the ball on the ground. They want to not put the ball in Jacoby Brissett's hand. I mean, why would you when you have Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, and a good offensive line? Just go with that run game. But I'd be kind of scared if the Steelers do jump out ahead first, and they might kind of elude from that and then start throwing the ball. But we'll see what happens, man.
See what happens. Oh, dude, we didn't even talk about any of the games that happened last weekend.
Dun. Let's talk about Waddle, man. That dude.
How good was that breakdown, JJ? How good was that week 1 breakdown video?
Oh, that was amazing. You got to make one of those again.
I know. I got to find the original video. But yeah, what's the biggest takeaway from week 2? Would you say, real quick?
Well, one of my favorite things. Let's talk about the Miami Dolphins real quick. I'm going to talk about them later in the show.
Oh, we're gonna get to them. Believe me.
I do want to bring this up though. Do you know what a triple crown is, Peter?
In baseball?
Yeah, well, no, in football.
In football, a triple crown. No, tell me.
Well, people might really allude right now to the division winner, conference winner, and then Super Bowl champion. No, I'm not going to go ahead and talk about that. But I am going to go ahead and say this. Coach of the year, comeback player of the year, and then also offensive player of the year. Jalen Waddle, offensive player of the year. Coach Mike McDaniel, coach of the year. And then Tua, I'm not even sure if he can win that award. I don't think he can win the award. But I would say Tua, let's just go MVP. I think he deserves it after last week. People are sleeping on him. I am now a Tuanan. I believe in this guy. I believe in Mike McDaniel. I believe with everything what this Miami Dolphin team is doing. This team is for real, dude. This team is on their way up. This is a different kind of feeling in Miami right now. When I looked up Miami in the dictionary the last 20 years, dude, mediocrity came up next to it. This is a different style of football. Mike McDaniel's coming back. I'm excited right now just talking about this team. I never had this much excitement. And because I have been to a lot of Dolphins fans or Dolphins games. I went down the street to FAU. That's what school I went to. I went to all these games, man. I tailgated. I saw these quarterbacks. This is a different team, man. This is a different team. And they showed why they are different because every other Dolphin team back in the last 20 years would have rolled over and died. Not Tua, not Tyreek, not Waddle. They are a different squad, and I love that team, man. They are the real deal, and I'm excited to see them for the rest of the season. They might even beat the Bills this week.
Yeah, first off, the Triple Crown would have to be regular season MVP, Super Bowl winner, Coach of the Year. That would be a Triple Crown over what you had for the criteria, but that's just my point of view. Yeah, you sound very excited for them, and we're gonna get to them too because I think we both have something to say about them. But one thing that they have that you can't teach, speed.
Dude.
Speed. They have so much speed, and that's one thing you can't teach it. But we'll see how that goes.
I think they have the best wide receiver duo in the league right now.
Yeah, I mean, as a skills and talent, right? You're saying? Yeah.
I mean, what else? I mean, skills and talent.
There's an argument for it for sure.
I mean, I think right now they are the best. They are the best. Right now, they are the best.
Okay. Well, speaking of the best, let's hear one of your week 3 games.
All right, let's go ahead and stick with the Miami Dolphins. Might as well, right? Might as well since we're here.
Well, you got them
playing in Miami. Buffalo. Let's talk about their last 2 games. They played against the Rams. That was an impressive win. Super Bowl hangover, though. Not really sure how much I really believed in that one. I think the Rams just rolled over and died, and that's kind of Sean McVay's and the Rams' MO. When they lose games, they lose by double digits. So I think they just kind of threw in the towel and just called it a day. Tennessee, that was impressive. They won by 40. Congrats off to them. But this Tennessee team is not very good this year.
I don't believe that too, though, JJ, that they just rolled over the Rams. I don't think they come into a first game of the season to open up the season and roll over like that. I think that's just a testament to the Bills' defense.
They couldn't keep up in the third quarter. At the end of it, they scored. They turned the ball over. Matt Stafford stunk. That was his game that he always just throws interceptions. But if you look at the past games for the Rams and when they lose games, they do lose by double digits. It's crazy. It's the weirdest thing. I think at a Sean McVay's tenor, I have to double check this, but I think more than 75% of the games that he lost was over, double digits. So there's that for you. But then
there you go.
Looking at the Tennessee Titans, a lot of question marks. Their defense stinks. Tannehill stinks. No A.J. Brown, no weapons. Congratulations, Buffalo. You killed them in your home soil. But now you got to go to a hostile environment in Miami. They're playing great. Their offense is playing really good. Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, best receiver duo in the game right now. Defense is still very, very good, even though they gave up 35 or 38 points to Baltimore. I think they'll get it back together here. I think these offenses are going to slow down quite a bit. I kind of like the under. It's going to be very competitive, but I do like Miami to keep it somewhat close. I think Buffalo will squeak one out towards the end because I just don't think Miami's ready, but I do think they get the cover.
Yeah. So I'm on the opposite side of that. I have Bills -6. And the Bills, Dude, they're not even averaging double digits in points given up. Not even double digits. They're averaging 8.5 points per game. I know it's only 2 games in the season, but they're scoring 152% less points than league average. So, I mean, they're just overpowering every team. Their defense, and I think that was what I was saying. It's a testament to their defense for what they did against the Rams. They're averaging 37 points a game. Dolphins averaging 16.3. I just don't think it really works.
Are they really 16.3 points a game? They're averaging. Dolphins didn't they score like 17 against the Patriots? And then they scored 42 against the Ravens.
42 and 20.
So 62. My math is correct, Peter. 62 divided by 2, that's definitely 31.
I think that's
per game.
I think that's between their last 4 matchups and not last 2.
Oh, talking about first matchups. Come on, man. They didn't have Tyreek Hill. They didn't have Mike McDaniel.
Right. It is a different team, right? Of course.
They didn't have Chase Edmond.
Yeah.
Let's go, man. 2 1-ins.
Well, you can still look at this season. Bills are 3rd in net yards. Miami ranks 21st. I mean, they're just, I don't know. I think under a touchdown, I'm happy with that for sure.
Yeah, well, okay. We'll see. We will see.
I guess we will see, JJ.
We will see, Peter.
All right. What do we have next?
I'm going to go ahead and bet against my golden rule again like I did 2 weeks ago. I'm taking the Green Bay Packers.
Real golden rule.
I'm taking the Green Bay Packers against Tom Brady. And look, I know Tom Brady's 2-0 right now. He's on a different mission. Like, I don't like betting against this guy because he literally jeopardized his marriage to come back and play another year and get his 8th ring. You know, you got like, besides your 2 thumbs, you have 8 fingers, right? So he got a Super Bowl roll. He's got a Super Bowl ring on all 4 of these. He's got a Super Bowl ring on all of these. But he's missing one right here. He's got the wedding ring on, but he had to remove that to put on a new Super Bowl ring. So that's what he's trying to do. But he hasn't really been performing too well these last 2 games. They got a lot of points towards the end of that Saints game once Marshawn Lattimore left because of that Mike Evans incident. The game before that, I mean, their offense looked non-existent against the Cowboys, but the Cowboys do have a good defense to their credit. But now you got to go against a Packers team who lost to them in the playoffs 2 years ago. And they might want some revenge here. I think that Aaron Rodgers is going to come in. They got the offense moving last week against the Bears. They're ready to roll. I think that they're going to beat the Buccaneers in Tampa today or on Sunday. And I expect, Aaron Rodgers to do good things with his receivers now that they got this offense kind of moving. So give me the Packers plus 1.5.
Nice. Very good. It's not profitable to bet against Tom Brady. We all know that, but I know, and you know too, there is coming a point where he's going to be open, Yeah. You got to take your shot.
Win the Super Bowl, though. I think he's going to win the Super Bowl.
Really?
Yeah, I do. You're not coming back to play for the Buccaneers if you're not confident that you're going to win a Super Bowl. You're not going to jeopardize all that, which you went through last year in your career and everything, to come back, not to make the playoffs, not to win a couple playoff games, not to be competitive. I just think he's going to attack this year like it's nobody's business. You know that meme that you see on TikTok, or that trend that you see with the guy going down and that music playing in the background, he's ready for a trip after he broke up with his girlfriend. That's Tom Brady every day in the locker room with him and Giselle. He's ready to go, man.
You got to send me that GIF.
Yeah,
I don't know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, I got to show it to you, man.
Oh,
once it comes up on my feed, I'll definitely send it your way.
Yeah, I mean, they got to be able to protect him though too. That's the thing, is you have to give him time, and that line was decimated, at the beginning of the season. So it's remained to be seen. What do I have? I'm getting lost.
What do you have?
I have all these little banners that I got to pull up. So this one is my next one. 49ers and Broncos under 45. How about that? San Francisco giving up 70% less rushing yards than league average and 65% less points.
Ooh.
Broncos should do a good job at stopping the run when San Francisco, who rushes an average of 41 times a game. Should obviously be more balanced now with Jimmy G, but they are feasting on the ground 59% more rushing yards than league average. San Francisco second in rushing yards allowed, Broncos sixth. So they're not giving up a lot of rushing yards. They have a stout upfront defense. Both teams averaging less than 19 points per game. This is a game in prime time. Give me the under. Two good defenses. Under 45.
It's gonna be an interesting one, man. It's gonna be an interesting one. I know a lot of my buddies, they're on the Broncos.
Yeah.
Primetime unders, man. I don't think there has been a primetime over yet. Actually, the one I don't really consider that really an over either, because I think the only over so far in primetime was that Tennessee and Buffalo game on Monday. But like in reality, that spread opened at 50.5. It got down to 47.5.
And also, does it count if there were two Monday night games?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Is that really
wasn't
prime
the
time?
prime time one. That was like the 7 o'clock runner up that was on ESPN, not ABC. So I don't think that really counts, right?
Yeah, Amazon Prime. How
Was
about
it on
that,
Amazon?
JJ? No, I'm
Amazon
just
Prime's
kidding.
on tomorrow.
But Thursday night games, they put Amazon Prime. They put a football on Amazon Prime, the only place you can watch it, and then they played Amazon ads on it. It was like they were just so you know what I mean? Like they're advertising themselves. They're like, it's all Amazon. Watch Amazon on TV and order. It was just over the top.
Dude, I mean, and the thing too about that was what I saw, they had the most Amazon Prime.
And Jeff Bezos was there too.
Yeah, he was there. That bald-headed freak. He was there. And the crazy thing is, Pete, on Thursday, they had the most Amazon Prime signups in the history of signups in one day.
Really?
Thursday Night Football. Yeah.
Damn.
Maybe it was for their TV service or their streaming service, but I think you have to be Amazon Prime and you get the free TV, right? I think that's what it is.
Imagine if we did that with prize or with a points bet. You know how many signups they would get? We gotta get a television network. That's what you gotta pitch them on. You guys gotta do a television network and then play sporting events on it. All right, JJ.
Anyway,
well,
so I got my last pick. My last pick. All right, my last pick. I'm looking at the Cincinnati Bengals. Okay, Cincinnati Bungholes, whatever you want to call them, because they've been playing like a bunghole last two games.
Definitely,
But we all know that last season, 0-2 teams that started 0-2 did not make the playoffs, right? We definitely know that teams started 0-3 didn't make the playoffs either. But this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the Bengals have to win this game against the Jets. Jets are coming off a huge come from behind win against the Cleveland Browns. Bengals coming off two bad losses. I think they're all looking at each other in the locker room like right now. I'm like, we were just in the Super Bowl. What the fuck is going on? We got to do something here, fellas. -4.5 against the Jets. I think they take full advantage. I think that the Jets aren't very good at the end of the day. Joe Flacco, not a believer. The defense is going to get things going here. Let's not sleep on the Cincinnati Bengals defense. They will explode. They will come in ready to play. Joe Burrow's got to be protected. They did all this work on the offensive line and get this guy protected in the offseason. He's still getting sacked more than he was last season. This is embarrassing. So they're going to think of a way to get him protected, get the ball quickly out of his hands. T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, these guys are going to get involved early. I like the Bengals to cover the 4.5.
I find it ironic because at the beginning of the season, you said that the Bengals were not going to make the playoffs. So I figure you would just poop on them.
They're not.
Pick them while they're down.
They're gonna be relevant. Like they're gonna be relevant. They're the Bengals, right? I mean, Joe Burrow, Joe Shiesty, Joe Ice, whatever you want to call him.
Yeah.
He's not gonna roll
Dirty
over
Joe
die.
Dirt.
Dirt. Yeah.
Joe Shiesty.
I like Joe Shiesty. Joe Shiesty.
Yeah.
But hey, I like the Bengals. What about you?
My last one is Chiefs -5.5. These are all boring as fuck, but Kansas
You were
City
so chalky, Peter.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, dude. I know. Yeah, underdogs have been smacking for sure, but I think everything comes back to the mean. Casey hasn't lost a step, dude. You've seen them. They are him, as like all the kids say. They're scoring 66% more points than league average. They rank third in points, second in scoring percentage, fifth in net yards, sixth in passing yards. Colts are 0-2 against the spread this season. Mahomes passer rating 125. Matt Ryan 58.5. Chiefs and Colts both ranked 10th and 11th in rushing yards allowed, but that's good enough for me. Jonathan Taylor is not going to get he's not going to hurt KC because they're going to be playing catch up most of the time. So I don't see him. I mean, unless he's getting involved in the pass game, but I think they're just going to be playing catch up from the jump. I love this inside of 6, 5.5.
They're going to lose outright.
Really?
Yeah, they're going to lose outright, dude.
That's a bold take of the week, I would say.
I'm on the money line, like personally. I just didn't want to steal near thunder. I think
the Colts. Why wouldn't
Colts
you tell me that?
Straight up, it is such a freaking trap game. I mean, I think the Chiefs should be favored by 7 or more, especially the way these Colts have played the last 2 weeks. Michael Pittman's coming back. Alec Pierce is going to be playing. Offensive line, they're going to get things going. Matt Ryan's going to get to the swing of things. I think this is a perfect spot to hit this money line. The defense is going to kind of succeed. I just really believe. And I mean, the win total beforehand, I do look at these stats. Like, they're not going to roll over and die either. They got to get these wins to hit this win total or even come close to it. This is a big spot for them to hit this win against the Chiefs to make sure that they're getting close to that number. So I like them to win this game outright at home.
Yeah.
Big statement win.
Those over and unders. Wow, I like that. Good job, JJ. We'll see if I fall into the trap. If someone laid a trap and I fell into it, right?
Yeah.
All right, JJ.
You fell in the trap.
We'll find out. We will run it back and we'll see it next week.
Do you have we were good on player props? We don't have any more. We're good.
Yeah, we're pretty much doing like player prop or like DFS player to target.
What about Kyler Murray?
Yeah, I mean he definitely has a case, right?
Kyler Murray. I think that we need to set up an anti-Kyler Murray parlay, same game parlay. I heard the new Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is coming out. I think it's the perfect time to fade the hell out of Kyler Murray, take his under passing yards, take his under touchdowns, take his over interceptions, take the Rams to win outright.
So what video game is this?
Parlay.
What is this, Modern Warfare?
Modern Warfare 2 is coming out this week.
Modern Warfare 2? They're only on 2? I feel like they come out all the time.
I swear I've heard Modern Warfare like 6 times. And like they have so many different Call of Duties. It's nuts.
Right.
Have you ever played Call of Duty, Pete?
Not really, no. My thing, I was into Gears of War. Do you remember Gears of War on Xbox?
I do. You're a Gears head?
Oh, yeah, dude. We'd be System Link in the dorms, just like having so much fun.
My game of choice was Halo. I was a big Halo guy.
Yeah, Halo. Yeah, Running Riot. Right?
Running Riot. Yeah, I love the super jumps back in the old ones, and you hit all the way up the top. Those were the good old days, man. Those were
driving warthogs.
Oh yeah.
So fun.
Yep.
Coming back to reality. I just have Marcus Mariota here. I think you should keep an eye on him, either his props. I like his props rushing over. Seahawks, bottom 8 in rushing yards allowed. Mariota has the 3rd most rushing yards this season as a quarterback. Rushing yards is set at 29.5. He had 72 against the Saints last week. Seahawks have a shit defense. Marcus Mariota over those rushing yards, or pick him up in like a DFS league. I think he would be affordable.
I like it. I do like that, Pete. I do like that.
And
to add on, for all my Seahawk bettors out there thinking that Atlanta has to travel from Atlanta to Seattle after traveling from Atlanta to LA back to Atlanta, then going back to Seattle, Atlanta stayed over on the West Coast this whole trip. They were practicing in Seattle. They're adjusted to the West Coast time. They didn't really do much traveling. They are there. Yeah, I would honestly take Atlanta on the money line.
Oh my gosh.
Atlanta. Yeah. If you don't know, now you know.
Yeah. What is that line at right now? Maybe
it's at 1, I believe. It's at 1.
It's at 1.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. That's I did not know that. So they stayed over. They all slept over there.
Yeah. It's gonna be loud. It's gonna be loud though. It's gonna be loud for Seattle. That's one of the hardest places to play is Seattle. 12th man is no joke. I think the 3 hardest places to play. I think Kansas City is 1, 2 is Houston, and then 3 is Seattle.
How could you say Houston?
Houston and Kansas City went at it for the Guinness Book of World Records of the loudest stadium to play in.
The Houston
Who would you pick? Who would you pick after outside of those 3?
The loudest, I mean, anybody. The Cowboys, the Buccaneers, they got a freaking cannon in their stadium. That's got to be loud, right?
That cannon is so
damn
annoying.
They got pirates shooting off cannons. I would think that would be loud.
They have to hit the red zone. Well, they actually hit the red zone now a lot with Tom Brady. I was going to say if they didn't have Tom Brady, they probably didn't get the red zone much.
Yeah. So, yeah, extremely loud. That's cool that they stayed over there. I wonder if that was like a team decision.
It probably was. I mean, why would you want to go back and forth? You know, it sucks.
Right. Well, I'm sure some of them would want to. Right?
Maybe.
Who knows? All right, JJ. What else you got? You got any jokes?
I do. So today
all my picks.
No, wait. I came home. I came home, to make lunch today from work. Got home and made a salad. However, when I got home, I lost my dog. I hope that when someone sees her, they'll let me know. They'll let us know.
Caesar.
Do you get it? If anyone sees her, they'll let us know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good one. Actually, no, it's not good. It's terrible. But you're a father, so we'll let it slide. Do you have any closing remarks before we part ways?
Oh, dude, let me talk about Kyler Murray one more time real quick. Because this incident really bothered the hell out of me. Kyler, you did not get punched by that fan. You're probably not going to watch this, but from man to man, you did not get punched in the face by that man. First and foremost, you're going to the opposing crowd's stands and high-fiving and dapping up all the Cardinals fans where you beat the Raiders in overtime. Okay, first and foremost, that's not a good idea. That's like an opposing player jumping into the Lambeau Leap in Green Bay. You just don't do that. You are going to get hit. But in this guy's defense in the stands, he came down with an open-handed slap. It was more like that. That's not a hit in the face. A
hard graze, right? A hard graze.
It was a hard graze. He was going for your shoulder pad. He was pumped up to see you. I don't even think there were any Raider fans in Las Vegas. They're just there to bet on the game. You're taking this way out of proportion. You are a loser. Enjoy Call of Duty.
Damn. Yeah.
Damn.
We got to include that on the booster somehow. The loser, Kyler Murray loser booster.
Yeah. He's questionable with an eye poke from the fan trying to slap him on the shoulder pad.
He's questionable because of that?
No, I'm just making that up.
Oh, okay. Good jokes. Good times. All right, JJ. Well, I'll see you next Wednesday then, right?
Yeah. See you next Wednesday, Pete.
All right, guys. We'll come back and see how we did. Follow or fade. We'll see you later.